So are we ready to dive into the next set of laws?
Absolutely. Let's move on to law number 12, the law of empowerment, which states that only secure leaders give power to others.
This is something I've been thinking about a lot lately.
Yeah.
It's so easy to fall into that trap of wanting to control everything, especially when you're passionate about a project or a vision.
Yeah.
But I'm realizing that true leadership is about letting go, trusting your team,
Right.
giving them the space to grow.
That's a really insightful observation. And you're right, it takes a lot of security and self-confidence to empower others, especially when you're ultimately responsible for the outcome.
Yeah.
Insecure leaders tend to hoard power, fearing that it diminishes their own influence. But what Maxwell highlights is that true leaders understand that empowering others actually amplifies their impact and leads to greater success for everyone involved.
It makes me think about those leaders who micromanage every detail and make their team feel like they don't have any real autonomy. It stifles creativity and innovation, and I think ultimately hurts the team's overall performance.
Absolutely. And it also creates a culture of dependence where people are constantly looking to the leader for direction instead of taking initiative and developing their own problem-solving skills.
So the law of empowerment is about creating a win-win situation
Yeah.
where the leader benefits from a more engaged and empowered team.
Right.
And the team members benefit from having the opportunity to step up, take ownership, and develop their own leadership potential.
Exactly. It's about creating a culture of shared leadership where everyone feels valued and empowered to contribute their best, which brings us beautifully to law number 13, the law of reproduction, which focuses on mentorship and the idea of leaving a legacy.
Oh, this one really resonates with me. I think about all the amazing leaders who have invested in me throughout my career, who have taken the time to mentor me, guide me, and share their wisdom and experience.
Right.
I'm so grateful for their influence in my life, and it makes me want to do the same for others.
That's the heart of this law. It's not enough to be a great leader yourself. You need to develop other great leaders. Maxwell says it takes a leader to raise up a leader. And when you think about it, how much greater of an impact could you make if you multiplied yourself by developing other leaders who share your vision and values?
It's like creating a ripple effect of positive change.
Yeah.
Each leader you develop goes on to develop even more leaders and so on. It's about building a sustainable future for your organization, ensuring that even when you're no longer in a leadership role, there are capable and passionate individuals ready to take the reins and continue the mission. I love it. But what's the next law?
The law of buy-in, law number 14, reminds us that people buy into the leader than the vision.
Yeah, I've seen this play out so many times. You can have the most brilliant idea, the most innovative product, the most compelling vision.
Right.
But if people don't trust and respect the leader behind it,
Yeah.
it's going to be an uphill battle to get anyone on board.
Think about it. Would you be willing to follow someone you didn't trust, even if they had the most amazing vision in the world?
No.
People need to believe in the leader before they can buy into the vision.
So it's about building that foundation of trust and respect we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
People need to see your passion, your commitment, and your genuine care for the team before they'll be willing to follow your lead.
It makes me think of a time when I was working on a project with a new leader. He was incredibly intelligent and had great ideas, but he didn't take the time to connect with the team on a personal level.
Okay.
He didn't really listen to our concerns, and he wasn't open to feedback.
What happened?
Well, it was a disaster. People felt disrespected and undervalued.
Yeah.
And they lost faith in his leadership, even though his vision was good. He couldn't get anyone to buy into it because he hadn't earned the team's trust and respect.
That's a great example of how the law of buy-in works or doesn't work
Yeah.
in a real-world setting. It's not enough to just have a great vision. You have to inspire people to believe in you as a leader first. Okay, what's the next law on our list?
Law number 15. The law of victory highlights the importance of a winning attitude and a relentless pursuit of success.
This one sounds almost self-explanatory,
Yeah.
but I'm sure there's more to it than meets the eye. What does Maxwell mean by a winning attitude?
Well, it's about more than just hoping for the best or setting ambitious goals.
Yeah.
It's about having that deep inner belief that you can and will achieve success,
Right.
no matter what obstacles you encounter along the way.
Okay.
It's about inspiring your team to overcome challenges and achieve those extraordinary results.
Like that famous quote, the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra.
Yeah.
Great leaders have that unwavering commitment
Yes.
and that refusal to accept defeat.
Right.
And they instill that same spirit in their team.
Leaders who embody the law of victory don't just sit around waiting for things to happen. They make things happen. They find a way to win even when the odds are stacked against them, and they inspire their team to do the same.
It makes me think about those leaders who remain calm and focused under pressure.
Right.
They don't panic or get discouraged when things get tough.
Yeah.
They stay positive, they find solutions, and they keep moving forward. That's what sets them apart.
I love that observation, and it leads us perfectly into law number 16, the law of momentum.
Okay.
This one is all about harnessing the power of forward motion to achieve great things.
Yeah, I can definitely see how momentum can be a leader's best friend.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed how much easier it is to keep moving forward once you've gained some traction?
It's like pushing a snowball down a hill. The bigger it gets, the easier it rolls, and the more powerful it becomes. The same principle applies to teams when you're consistently achieving wins, even small ones. It creates a sense of excitement and belief that fuels further progress.
On the other hand, I can imagine that when a team loses momentum, it can be incredibly demoralizing.
They can.
And make it really difficult to get things moving in the right direction again. It's like trying to push that snowball uphill.
Yeah.
What does Maxwell suggest leaders do to build and maintain momentum?
Well, first and foremost, it's about celebrating successes, acknowledge and appreciate even the smallest wins,
Okay,
and make sure your team feels recognized and valued for their contributions.
that makes sense. It's about creating that positive feedback loop where success breeds more success.
Exactly. And it's also about keeping the energy high, even when faced with challenges. Maintain a positive attitude, focus on solutions, and remind your team of the bigger vision that you're all working towards. Sometimes it's just about finding that one small win, that one positive step forward to reignite the spark and get the momentum rolling again.
It's so inspiring to see how these laws build upon each other, creating this comprehensive picture of what it takes to be a truly effective leader. I'm already starting to see how I can apply these principles to my own life and leadership journey.
That's the beauty of Maxwell's approach. He doesn't just present these laws as abstract concepts.
Right.
He gives you practical tools and strategies that you can use to level up your leadership game.
And the thing is, these laws are applicable to everyone, not just people in formal leadership positions.
Right.
Whether you're leading a team, a family, a community project, or even just your own life, these principles can help you become a more effective and impactful individual.
Absolutely. Leadership is not about a title or a position. It's about the way you show up in the world and the impact you have on the people around you.
So for those of you listening, what are you waiting for? Take these laws and run with them. Apply them to your own life, share them with your team, and let's create a world where leadership is not just a position, but a way of life.
And be sure to stay tuned for part 3 of our deep dive, where we'll explore the final 5 laws of leadership. We'll be back after a short break.